you hear me, please raise up your hands. So guys, can you show my screen?
Yes, sir.
Guys, can you hear my voice properly? If you have any troubles, let us know in comment box. I will respond to that. Hello everyone. Welcome to the session. Introduction to the Python using Visual Studio Code. In this session, we are going to learn about the basic of the Python by using the Visual Studio Code. Before the moving to the session, I introduce myself. I am a Microsoft, sorry, I am Mohammed Jumail. I am a beta Microsoft Learning Student Ambassador. Now, we are going in this session, we are going to talk about some basic of the Python using Visual Studio Code. In this session, you will get some idea about the understanding what the Python and its futures. In this session, we are clearly know about the what is the Python, what is used for, why the Python is very important, and learn the Python basic syntax and data types, and explore the application of the Python in the various fields like generative AIs and machine learning and data analysis. Discover the popular Python libraries and the frameworks, and get started with writing, running a simple Python programs. In the end of the session, we are going to develop a simple basic calculator to understand the basic of the Python programming. Yeah. Now we are talking about the Python. What is the Python? Python is the most popular programming language used by the currently in the world. For that, the most popular companies are using the Python for their development side, generative AIs and machine learning, data analysis. The Python is the very user-friendly language for the beginners. That's why the Python is very popular and more used by the most of the developers. Yes, as I said, the Python is a very simplicity and readability language known for the various development areas like data science, artificial intelligence, automation, and more Python support. In a multiple uh, purpose, the Python used for multiple purposes for the functional and object-oriented program concepts. Yes. Now we have got the idea about the Python. What is the Python? Now we are going to install the Python on our device and use the VS Code for the use the Python easily through the IDE. For that, we are decided to use the this Microsoft Visual Studio Code. For that, this Microsoft Visual Studio Code make more easier to use the Python in your PC. For that, first we are going to install our Python in our PC. For that, guys, yeah, to the installed Python, you can go to the browser and type Python, and you can go to the official site of the Python. There you can read the documentation details of the Python, and to install the Python, you can see the download button. And for your devices, you can get it on the click the download button. Then you see the download button there. When you click it, it will start to download. In my case, I have already installed Python on my device. If you want to ensure you install the Python properly on your devices, you can easily do the to check. For that, you can go to the CMP in your PC, go to the CMP command prompt, and if you want to check your Python is successfully installed on your PC, now you can enter the command Python hyphen capital B and press enter. Then you can show the Python. If you successfully installed on your PC, you can see the Python and your current version. In my case, I already installed that. For that, I will show get the Python 3.11.9 version on my PC. So that means you are successfully download the Python on your PC. After the installation of uh, Python, now we are going to install the Visual Studio Code. In my case, why I choose the Visual Studio Codes, Microsoft Visual Studio Codes, making more easier to use the Python on your PC. It's very easier to use the Python. For that, they have provided some basic extensions for the using the Python. In our case, we are going to install the VS Code. For that, you can go to the official website of the Microsoft Visual Studio Code and download the Visual Studio Code. In my case, I already downloaded my PC. And if you click the download button, you can get the Visual Studio file and you can install it on your PC. After the installation of the VS Code, you can get this interface. This is the welcome page of the Visual Studio Code. And you can, if you install, you must need to install the extensions for the Python. In the VS Code, you can see the left sidebar. There is some options like Explorer, Search. In the order of these tools, you can see the extensions and click it. Once you click the extensions, you can search for the Python and install the extensions for the Python. In my case, I already installed. If you click this, you can see there is a, if you not installed, there will show the install button and install the Python. After you install the Python, you can use the Python on your Visual Studio Code. Now we have successfully installed our PC, successfully installed Python and Visual Studio Code in our PC. Now we are going to talk about why we want to learn Python. Yes. Now we are going through the why we need to learn the Python. Yes. Python one of the most popular language today and good for the reason. Here are some key reasons to learn Python. First of all, beginner friendly and easy to learn. Yes. Python is used the programming languages pattern as a human understandable language. If you're like English, if you want to get some output, you can print statement. You can use the print statement. So what human easily understand what the language, what the function code for, what the keyword used for. That's why the beginner friendly is called a beginner friendly and easy to learn. If you are beginner, you can easily move to the learn the Python and high demand and career growth. Yes. In the generation of the artificial intelligence and the advanced machine learning concept, there is a variously used Python. More popular companies are using the Python for their development areas to make the more efficient and easy interactable systems. In this case, is on Python nowadays having a very high demand on the IT industry and the strong community and libraries. Yes, Python has the more. Yes, Python is having more popular developers and supportive communities. Uh, there is a thousand of people are using Pythons. If you having any doubts, you can easily clear among them in using a Stack Overflow like this website. You can easily interact with the others and share your knowledge and get some ideas. For that, as a libraries, yes, library is the predefined set of codes is used for the specific performance. I will explain it briefly at the other session, other slides. And other one benefit is cross-platform and stability. Cross-platform means Python can use in a Python is Python is the platform independent language. That means Python can you can write the code once and you can use it with the various devices. I mean, like if you are using Windows, you can use it, And if you have an Mac OS, you can use the Mac OS for that. But you can use the one single code in the various platforms. That's called the cross platform. And scalability. Scalability is used refers to the Python script are used to low level to enterprise level. You know the enterprise level. What the enterprise? If you ask what the enterprise level means, the high level functionality system, like the management CMS, like portal system is Python is used for the make more easy to manage the enterprise level systems. For that, the Python is the very important and where is very making our duties more easier. And now we are got the idea about what is the Python, why we need to learn the Python. Now we are going to start with the Python. Now we are successfully installed our Python in our PC, and after that we are use ID Microsoft Visual Studio Code to work on the Python. Now we are going to start with the Python. For that, I go to the so now we are going to yes. Now we are going to talk about the, the best coding of the our Python. For that, I already got a folder for the our works today. I create a new folder for the our works. Name it as Python. I will open it on VS Code. Yeah. First, before the moving to code, we need to clarify something. If you want to create a Python file, you have must understanding the Python file structure. For that Python, we are using .py extensions. That means py code Pythons. It will tells the computer this file Python based file. For that, we are using the py extensions of the file. Now we are going to create a file. For that, I create the file. Now I name it first. Then I will see the .py. Then you can see the extension, like you can see the icon of the Python. That means it's a Python file. Enter it. Now we have successfully created our first file on Python. Now what we are going to learn is I will start the scratch. For that, we are going to print the hello world. Yes, if you are new to programming language, that's what we do. Is just we are printing the hello world. For that, the Python you can use the print. Print means is tell the Python is the output. For that, we using the print. After print, you can use parentheses. Okay, if in this between the parentheses, I will show the message. Now, in my case, I will tell the Python as hello world. Now, I finish my coding, and you can see the run button on the right top corner. Now, I press that run button. Yeah, you can see the output hello world. Yes, that means we are now successfully printed our first programming coding in the Python. If you change this, what will happen? Now I print my name, Jumail. Now I press the run button. What will happen? Now you can see the Jumail. In this example, what we learned, if you want to print the output on the Python, you can use the print function and you can enter your messages. It will print the output. Yes. Now we are going to learn about the basic syntax of the Pythons. You know what is the syntax? Syntax means the set of rules that must follow when you writing a program. In the Python, there is a syntax to make some calls. For that, you can see the print hello world. Now I explained what is the print and what is the message that we print at default. Now the output is hello world. Now I explained. And now we are going to talk about the variables. Yes, I will explain on the examples. If you are familiar with other languages like Java, C++, C Sharp, you use to define the variables. In the Python, make more easier. You don't need to define the what the type of the data of variable. It will dynamically understand the what type data you give. For the example, if I and the name equal to inverted comma Jumail, that means Python automatically understand. Yes, he's used that inverted comma, so it's the string type. And if you enter the other number, you are going to enter the number or like that. You enter the GPA and give some GPA amount 3.3. That's understand. Yeah, he is enter 3. So this is meaning to int integer type. For like that, if you have boolean type, what we'll do now? I enter that is student equal to true. That's Python automatically understand. Yeah, is the boolean type of data. For that is very easy in the Python. For that is you can see the some examples like is student equal to, and then when you enter the true, it will dynamically understand is a boolean type like that. Now we are going to talk about some other various types. You can Python has several built-in type data to help the store and manipulate the different kind of data. Yes, in this case, in Python have some built-in data types to manage the different kind of data like int. Int means numbers, float means uh, decimal numbers, and like that. Sequence types. If you have a sequence types of data, like if you have an in the variable, if you, for example, if you have a variable called fruit, in the fruits you will have other three values like apple, orange, pineapple. That's called a sequence of types. There is a multiple uh, types of one type of value for the single variables. And the mapping for the mapping type data, you can use the it and set types, Boolean types, as well as says Booleans, true or false. That's for the Boolean type. If you have true statements like if uh, true or false, like that, right? Now we are going to talk about the Python libraries, yes, and frameworks. What is before the Python libraries? Now we are going to understand the what is the libraries, what is the frameworks. Libraries, yeah, libraries is the predefined set of codes that make more easier um, to perform a specific task. If you are using simple coding, like if you want to add some two numbers, what we do, you can give the two numbers and add them and print the total. But in the libraries, you can have some predefined methods. You simply use that methods. What says if you using a sum, that will call sum function, and you just need to enter the two numbers. So that's called the libraries. making more easier by using thread defined by the Python's basic codes. For example, in the libraries are used in various area of the industries. For the data science, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib for use for that purposes. And machine learning, you can use the TensorFlow, Learn. For the web development, Django and Flask used. There is some predefined set of codes that used to make them more easier to work with Python more efficiently. And like that, automation for the testing purposes, for the other purpose, you can use the Selenium and Python GUI. You can use this for the more efficient works and more complex works. You can use the libraries. The libraries help you. If you use in a library, you don't need to write the everything from the scratch. It will allow to use the some predefined functions. For that, we are using the libraries and the frameworks. It makes more easier the development process. Yeah. Now we are going to do some practical on the Python. For that, in my case, uh, I will create some basic. I will create the basic calculator of using Python that's perform additional, subtraction, multiplication, and division. For the in this through the this practical, we can cover the all what we learned in this session. For that, I have opened Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, I have made another file to create our calculator. So just I going to create the Python file for our calculator. The code is calculator.py. If you give the instances, you can see the changes. Now what we have done, what we are successfully created the Python file for the calculator. Now I will explain the logic of our calculator. So that's what we have done. Just we need to define a function. What function? Functions means functions. There are block of code for the specific task. Functions used to make more easier and more understand our code more easy to read. For that we are using the functions. And now I will explain our logic of this calculator. In the case, what we have done, first we are going to, now I am using command for the explain the logic of our calculator. First we are going to what we've done. If we want to create the calculator, what we expected from the user will give the user will choose the what is he is going to done with the app or plus additional or subtraction or the multiplication. For that, what we need, we need to get the input from the user to make the decision. What will be he to going to do? For that, what first what have we want to do? Take the input from the user. Take the input from user. For what? For what we are going to uh, understand what we have been done, plus or minus or for that I will enter the command plus minus like that. After that, what we do now we are going to set the choice. What is suitable choice or invalid choice. For that, what we have done, we are choose the choices. For that, check the choice. Then check the input choice. Once we what we done there in this area, here take the input from the user and check the conditions is suitable or not. It is enter the plus or minus or as abstraction like that. After that, what we have done, we are going to perform the function operations like a plus, additional, subtraction, multiplication, division. After that, we are going to print the output of the results of the user requirements. For that, yes, we are going to now we are going to write the code for the our calculator. In the case, first we are going to call a function. In Python, if you want to create a function or like method, you can use the text is the keyword in default Python. And I will name the function name calculator. And now I successfully uh, successfully define the function name. Now I'm going to write our logics. In my case, what is the first our steps? We are going to test for that. We are going to tell the about our calculator. For that, I using the print statement. Uh, now I give that simple. Uh, now what I have done, I will say just say the user is the calculator. For that, I use this print option print, and I will tell the user to choose an option. Choose an option. And after that, now I'm going to give the options. But the options we have on this calculator. For that, I using the print one for addition. Okay. Like that, I give them more options like my number two for the subtraction, number three for the multiplication, number four for the division. Now what we have done, we have just created and says the users for the our options. Now our test logic is finished. And now we are going what we have done. Now we are going to take the input from the user and we tell the user now you can enter the number. Then the number will be we have checked the number what we have done. If he enters the one, it will be additional. If you have and his enter two, it will be the subtraction like that. For that, I want to get the input from the user. In the Python, if you want to get the input from the user, you can use the input function. Now I define a variable for the input. For in my case, I use choice. Is just a variable to I store the input from the user. If you want to get the input, you can use the input function on the Python. It's a pretty fine. Now I tell the user enter your number, enter your choice. Now we have successfully get the users. Now our first steps is that what we were done. After that, what we are going to do. Now we are going to check the choice is valid or invalid. Now in my case, I have just four options. If the user enter the number five, what will happen? For that, we have to check the choices from the user. For that, if you want to check the and check a variable from the conditional, you can use the conditional statements like a if else condition. In this case, we are going to use to check the condition. For that, I will use the conditional statement if. Okay, if what we have check choice. So I will enter the choice. Choice is variable, it is nothing but we are already defined. And then I will call it. If choice in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what we have done, now we are going to check the choices is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it will be the condition true, now we are going to do the our additional words. For that, we are now what we want. Now we have get the two numbers from the user. For that, I will define the number one, and I will get the as a float type. For that, because the user can enter the integer or float. For the in case, I will enter the number. Now what we have done, we are just check the condition. If the condition true, then we are going to get the two numbers from the users. After getting two numbers, now we are going to do the our logical works. Now we are going to do the our performance, perform the operations. For that, if choices, choice, but the choice we are getting the input from the user equal to one. That means plus. So that's what we done. Print number one plus number two. Like that, I have entered the old statement for the operations. Now, else. Now we are check the or conditional. But if invalid operation, we have also have defined that. For that, I go the first condition. We have checked. Now you can see the if condition is the what is the why we use it for the check the input is valid. If valid, it will perform the restart. If it's not valid, we are going to tell the program else print invalid input. So what we have done there, then there. Now we are successfully finished our works. In this case, I will explain again. First, we have defined the function in Python to perform the calculator, and I will tell the users using this application, and we are provided the options like if you press the one, it will perform the additional. If you press the two, it will subtraction like that. And but after that, we are getting the input to from the user to understand what we is going to do in our app. For that, I get the choice input from the users, and I check the use choices. Is it input is valid or not? If the inputs are valid, what we have done. So if input are valid, we are going to get the two numbers from the user to work our operation, work on the our operation. Yes. Now what after that we are going to if the choice equal to one. Now we are going to perform an additional as well. I said yes. Like that, if you user enter the two, it will be subtraction. Three is the multiplication. Four is the division. Now we are successfully entered our logic. After that, we have to call our functions. What function? Our function name. What is our function name? Calculator and parent list. Parent list tells the Python is functions by called. If you understand Python is the functions. Now we will successfully created the app. Now I'm going to run the our project. Now you can see. Now you can see there's some description about our project. Simple calculator, choose an option. Now user can yes you can see the choices. If you want to do additional work, what we do is simply enter the one and press the enter. Now you can see the first number. Enter the first number. I give the 20. After that, enter the second number. I will give the 30. Enter. Now you can see the output 50. For this is our basic calculator functions. Right, I think now you have got the idea about the basic of these functions. Now we are moving to the our session. Now I think you now got some idea about Python, how to write the Python coding, and how to use the Visual Studio Code for the Python works, and how it works on the types and data and types. Now we are going to talk about the application of the Python. Yeah. As well as say, Pythons are used across the multiple industries to the its simplicity and versatility. This means that Python makes the more easy to use the more logic in this area, like web development. You know, in the web development also Python have used like Django, Flask frameworks have. For the data analysis, analyzing and visualizing data, you can know the data analysis. There's use various amount of data and analyze them and get the some random outputs and analyze the probability like that. And AI, you know the AI is artificial intelligence and machine learning, developing intelligent systems. The Python heavy playing a heavy role and game development and automation. And now we are going to talk about the advantages of Python. Yes. Now we are going to talk about the advantages. As well as said, easy to learn. Yes. If you are beginners, you can easily understand the concept of the Python and you can use the coding in the easiest way. Like if I said, like the print, you can print like that. So it makes the more easier to learn the Python. And great for the beginners like that. If you are new to programming language, you are better to start with the Python because Python are very easy to learn and understand the basic of the programming. Yes. After that, multi-purposes. Python uses for the multi-purpose like the web development, artificial intelligence, automation, cyber security like that, and cross-platform compatibility. That means this works on the any OS. As well as said, if you are writing a single code as the ons, if you write that now I run the some calculator. If you want to open it on the other OS, it will support it. That's called the cross platform. You can use any OS like a Mac OS, Linux like that. Is a very very important advantage of the Python. And high demand in jobs. Yes, biggest advantage of the Python is the high demanded in job industries. Yeah, the popular IT industry companies are using Python language for their performance for their task. That's the very commonly Python is the very demand by the IT industry. Now, while the Python is the most powerful language, in some has disadvantages, like slower execution speed. That means Python is a interpreted language, which means interpreted execution means the Python run the code line by line. If you I will show by the example like we have done. Now you can check this code. If I run this file, Python will run the file as every line, every single line. This line, certain line. That's it makes more slower than compared to other language, compiled language, but making more it makes more slower than other language like C Sharp, Java. C++. For that, the reason why the execution is slower in Python and limited mobile development. Yes, I said the Python language used in mobile development, but it's depend on the limitation. In the Mac OS system, there's not more libraries to Pythons to use the mobile development like the iOS. That's why we are telling the Python is limited mobile development, limited on mobile development, and not great for the memory intensive task. For that, for if you are using a heavy system to the Python, it will be lack of memory because the Python allocate the memory dynamically. Like it is, if you enter the coding, it will understand your capacity of the coding. It will arrange the memory of for that particular task for storage. For if you enter the small task, it will enter the high level storage memory storage. This is not support, not this will not use the memory efficiently for the such as the embedded system. You know the embedded system means it's a small level system in the to perform a specific task. For the memory allocation purpose, Python is not good at all. And multi-threading constraints, but it's is not suitable for the processing, video processing, and machine learning video processing. Is limited on the process of the multi-threading. Now we are got our summary session, and in this session, I think in this in this session, I explain about the Pythons and the fundamentals of the Pythons, what the basic syntax of the Pythons, and how to install the Python on our device, and how to use it on Visual Studio Code, and how to run the simple program uh, to basic operation like the plus additional uh, division like that. I think you got some ideas about Python is basic. Now, if you understanding the basic of the Python, you can, if you like to sharpen your knowledge, you can uh, use these resources by provided by Microsoft to get some idea about the Python. Now you can check it on the browser. Now you can go to the Microsoft official site to get some uh, exercise to sharpen your knowledge in the Python. You can access it freely, and you can test your skill and your level, what to level, and practice your knowledge in the Python. If you're done, you can get the certifications freely to uh, show your skills. If you finish this work and you finish this session, you can get the certificates. When you signing, you can see the profile. You need your profile. Now you can see your dashboard. There is some options. In my case, I have already logged into the system. This my dashboard. There is several options. Now you can see the achievements. If you have any, if you got any exercise finished, you can see it on the site. In my case, I have completed those things. That's why I get this site. If you are finished, you can set use it, you can get the certificate freely. In this corner, you can see the print icon. If you press it, now you can get your certificate. Now, if I, in my case, has come, you can see the my certificate, and you have print it and chat on the platforms to show your skills on like LinkedIn, like that. If you have any questions, you can ask to me in the comment box. I will respond to them. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask to me. Yes, I will provide them. You can see it on the chat box. You can get the certificate through the email. If you, as well as said, if you sign into the Microsoft account and you finish your achievements, all certificates are sent it by the email. You can check it and you can share it on your LinkedIn. All certificates are sent to your emails. Others, if you have any questions, you can ask. Feel free to ask. Guys, if you have a question, you can ask me. Yeah, and I think you all don't have any questions. And thank you so much for joining this session today. Thank you so much.